So, for the longest time, you guys have heard me say that I offer a safe environment for all people, no matter what walk of life that they are in. And I'm going to be really honest and real with you guys. Um, I think I was lying to you guys for a long time, and I apologize. I didn't intentionally do it, um, but it was happening. I felt like the environment that I was streaming on did not offer a safe and loving environment for all people. So, because of that, I am really purposely taking a huge turning point with my stream. We are going to be rebranding a little bit to make that statement more true, um, and to make other statements that I fully, wholeheartedly believe in. Because of this, I will no longer be streaming raids. Um, at this time, I have decided to take a step back from my raid team. I absolutely love all the members of my raid team there, and I don't want to lose those friendships with those people. But the culture that the raid team was in just doesn't fit with what I wanted for my stream. And so I didn't it wasn't fair to me be like, "Hey guys, you guys have to change how you're having fun in order for me to stay with you guys." So I felt like it was best for everyone if I just take a step back, and as of right now, I will not be raiding on World of Warcraft. Um and that's hard for me. Some of you guys might not know, but um I have um, multiple CEs under my belt. I think if I had gotten this season, I think that would have put me into double digits for CEs. And I I would absolutely love to push back into a top 100 uh, team. The problem with that, though, is the common culture and the and a lot of massive multiplayer online environments can be disrespectful to groups. And when I say groups, I mean all groups, and that's just not the environment that I want to be streaming. I don't personally mind being in those environments for the most part. There's a few things that I definitely have to stay away from and have pulled away from situations where they weren't even stream related. I wasn't streaming at that time, and I was just like, this isn't the right environment for me. Um, but um, I do want to create a place that is safe for everyone. And when I say safe, um, for all people in all walks of life. When I say safe, I mean safe to discuss things, safe to feel things, as long as everything's done in a respectful way. And that just hasn't been happening. So going forward, I'm going to be doing a little bit of rebranding. While the little outside things might not look different, because let's be real, homegirl just does not know how to like make things look pretty. So I have a few tools that I know how to use, and we just gonna stay with that for now. Um, but what I am actually doing on my stream is going to look different. One of the things that I'm really excited to talk about and to present is, I guess, like my new mission statement, you could say. So, going forward, not only do I want to create a safe environment for all people, no matter what walks of life they're in right now, but one thing I really want to focus on is to cultivate a home of love and learning. So that's going to be my new statement: cultivate a home of love and learning. Let's break that down a little bit. First off, the cultivating. It ends in the ing. We're currently going over ing with my 6-year old in homeschool. And that, when you put that on a word, that means that word is definitely an action word. You are actively doing it, running. playing, swimming, cultivating. So that is something that we are going to have to actively do. Um, and actively cultivating, actively working on progressing, growing. So I am going to have to actively grow areas. That is what I want to work on. So cultivating. And that's going to be the whole environment here is trying to grow in these areas. A home. Um, home. Home is where you belong, right? Uh, home and home, honestly, guys, is the center of my world here. I don't work outside the home. I honestly don't leave the home very often. And when I do, um, it's usually to go to church, which is another home for me, or my mother in law's, which is, another home for my family. So, a home is where I am at. Um, but that is just talking about the physical home, and I want my stream to focus on that some. Uh, but I also want to focus about an online home where all people can feel at home here and welcomed here and loved here. So cultivating a home of love. Uh, I wish I could say that that one is self-explanatory, right? Love. Um, but it's not in today's culture. A lot of times people get the misconception that love is a feeling, and I'm going to have to completely uh disagree with that. Love is an action. Um and when you stop, there's a lot of uh talk especially like when you're dating and stuff, like you'll fall out of love of that out of someone or whatever it might be. But you stop loving someone when you stop putting actions forth to better for that somebody. When I say better for that somebody, I don't mean better them or specifically for bettering what they have in front of them, because sometimes that doesn't always mean you're loving them. There can be times where you're providing a better whatever it might be for somebody, and it actually hinders them from growing. So, but when you love somebody as an action, not only does your intent have to be good for that person, but also the way you go about it needs to be good as well. So part of that love is being respectful to all people, no matter if you disagree with them or agree with them. Part of the love is what I was talking about, actions, being more forthcoming, um, and and actively participating with um, people. I think sometimes, I see people going through hardships, and sometimes like I don't know what to do because financially speaking, we're on a single income here, so I can't always like financially assist somebody. But I think I need to be more intentional about finding ways to love people with my actions. So, cultivating a home of love and learning. As you guys know, I've done the WoW walkthroughs before in the past. They were a huge hit. I've did the like D&D walkthrough, Dungeons and Dragons walkthrough. That was also a big hit. And I've just kind of fallen away from that. And part of that was because I was pushing my own agenda in order to try and get back into, a higher level raid team, and just kind of like put all these things that worked really well for me to the side. And I definitely went wrong there. So I want to get back into the learning things. I'm not even just you guys learning by me teaching, but also like me actively learning on stream as well. So you guys are going to see more of that coming back, and another shape to it too. So our new stance going forward, like I said, is cultivating a home of love and learning here on stream. I'm really excited about it. So some things that are going to change is I want to have more talking points that I already have prepared before stream starts. I've been bad about that. There's a lot of dead time in things when in gaming where sometimes I'm just like, well, I don't really know what to say. Well, y'all, I'm gonna have some stuff prepared to say now so I can go rambling on, and you guys can join in the conversation on whatever I'm rambling on about whenever you want to, or if you're like, hey, let's talk about this, I'll totally pick up and jump on that too. So there's 5 subjects that I this way. Hello. There's 5 subjects that I want to have conversation starters ready to go every stream. One of the conversation starters is homesteading. If you guys don't know, we homestead. That is one of the reasons why I'm here all the time. That I don't really leave is we have a homestead. We have chickens. We have 6.5 acres. So I want to focus a little bit more on that. Share what we're currently doing on the homestead. I don't think that one's going to take a lot of time rambling on, but I mean, I could definitely tell you guys some funny stories about all the times I fall on my butt, taking care of the chickens or whatever it might be. But so I want to talk about our homesteading life more. Another thing I want to talk about more and really dig into, because my name is Mama Moon Tears. So I want to focus a little bit more on my mom life, but specifically the homeschooling life. Um, Homeschooling is becoming a huge, popular thing to do here in the United States. And I think just advocating for parents wanting to be more actively involved in their children's education or even their own education. Maybe it's not even a formal education, but just showing ways to make your house a home of learning. Uh, Going back to that mission statement there. And so having key things to talk about homeschool. It might not always be it'll have different things. Like sometimes we might be talking about things that my kids are currently struggling in and how I'm trying to work around those struggles. Or sometimes it might even be like, hey, these are the walls that we have here in Virginia, and this is how I'm applying them to my family. Or it might even be like, we just got a whole bunch of fun, exciting books in, and these are the ones that my kids are loving. Or I just got a class, I'm starting to take a class in this to learn how to do that for myself. Because we can homeschool ourselves too, guys. So that's one of the conversation topics. The next one on our list of 5 topics, this is number 3, is faith. I have been really bad, especially this last season, for wow, about talking about my faith at all. I haven't even been doing the Bible quotes of the night. While I don't think I'm going to take that avenue again, but I do want to talk more openly about my walk with Jesus, being born again, and not necessarily ministering to people, because y'all, I don't have some fancy education on the Bible. And so like everything I say, if you guys are like a Christian or curious, I would highly 100% tell you, go look in your Bible. This is it's more of like what I have experienced as a Christian that I want to talk about, and some of my thought processes on things that are going on today in the Christian world. So the 4th thing that I always want to have on board is books. Yeah, I love books. I love books. We're going to start talking about the books that I've been reading, the books that I recommend, the books that I wouldn't recommend, what I like about books, you know. And then the last thing that we need to talk about too is the video games. Um, yes, the video games. I am horrible at keeping up with the latest and greatest. And I don't mean that I mean that in like all aspects of life. I'm going to be 100% real. I don't listen to the news. I don't have the emotional capacity in order to do that. I don't follow what super cool video game is coming up next. So this is also like on me as well to be more proactive about what cool video game is coming up next. Would I be interested in playing that? Is that something that we can play on stream? So a little bit of video game news on a regular basis. So those are going to be our 5 key talking points that we're going to have on stream every time that we stream. Now, let's talk about the last aspect of this because, um, like I said earlier, I'm not going to be raiding anymore. So, what does that mean for gameplay? Gameplay is definitely going to change and look different. I'm probably not going to be playing World of Warcraft retail as much on stream, obviously, because that's pretty much all I've been streaming has been raid. So that isn't going to be happening anytime soon. I haven't completely decided, honestly, if I'm going to go back to raiding this season. I would have to be very particular about what situation I would be walking into if I did start to raid again. And so there's some video games that I have that I've been wanting to play and I just haven't had the time. So we're going to be seeing a couple of single player games and doing playthroughs. I have a confession to make actually on that. I'm going to be 100% real with you guys. Out of all of the video games that I have played, which I have a lot, I have quite a bit. And I can't include World of Warcraft on this because you could go on to say like cutting edge isn't even really the end of the game because there's so much more you can do in WoW. So not including WoW because it doesn't really have an end, right? I have only ever finished one video game. One. In all of my years and years and hours of video gaming, I have only ever finished a completable video game once, as Pokemon Silver. And technically, I didn't even finish it because I didn't catch them all. But I finished the world bosses and then the like final bosses at the end. So there's quite a few playthrough video games that I have that I would like to play through. So we'll be seeing some of those. And there's some other things that I've been wanting to do a lot lately as well. I've been talking the last couple of weeks. I've been wanting to play the Legion remix for World of Warcraft. So we'll be stepping into that here and there to make sure that my little World of Warcraft buddies don't feel neglected. Mind you, we are super far behind. We're not even level 40 there. So you guys will just have to come hang out and listen to me ramble and like not actually get anything done because that's how I feel on Legion all the time. I'm such a slow quester. But another thing that I've been wanting to do a lot more lately is play the Unity craft Minecraft. We have a Feed the Beast server. So I've been wanting to play more of that as well. So we're going to be going in a lot of different directions. And I'm really excited if you guys will come along with me as we cultivate a home of love and learning. So for those watching the YouTube video, thanks so much for listening all the way to the end. And I hope to see you guys on the stream. Adios.